Let me get started now. That's the Zoom announcement. Thank you. Now, as you know, every month we award a GTeX member of the month. For something incredible that they've done in their business, or maybe a challenge that they've overcome, or maybe something good that they've done for the community. And so we are always looking for your shares and your wins throughout either the Profile Builder program or the Ultimate Expert program. And then we decide and we pick. And this time, we have someone that came into GTeX with a burst of energy, shall we say. She brought a lot of life to the community, and that's what she does. She goes around, and she came to the 3 days Explode. She wanted to launch a new offering, and it worked. It worked incredibly well, turned her life around and their situation around. So with no further ado, can we please give a massive whoop whoop to the GTeX member of the month, Natty Beatts? All right, back on mute, everyone. So, Natty, tell us first, congratulations, well done. Awesome job.
Just trying to unmute myself.
I know it has not been an easy ride, but it's been a ride worthwhile taking. So want to get to know you a bit more here in the community. And this recording is just for GTeX members, so it's not going to be broadcasted anywhere else. It's just for people that are part of GTeX members. So we can go. And we invite every GTeX member here to ask questions later on. We're going to open up for questions. So Natty, first of all, tell us a bit more about your beautiful self, who you are, what you do, and all this kind of stuff. Go ahead.
I just saw my crystal in my hand there. These are so for my throat chakra, so that I speak clearly and with purpose today. Hi everyone. My name is Natty Beatts. For those of you who don't know me, I am a psychic intuitive healer. I teach spirituality without the bullshit. And I'm massively passionate about helping people get in touch with their inner selves and their higher selves by unblocking their psychic intuitive channel. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
All right, thank you, Natty. And you were holding Diana has more props than anyone else. I don't know where she gets them from, but
mine are all just crystals.
you are the crystals. I felt left alone, so. I got some bananas, an apple, and some tomato. Here we go. And the meaning of the apple is so that I don't know what can be the meaning of the apple be. You had the crystal to speak clearly with purpose.
A big acorn, and the acorn's very symbolic.
Symbolic of what?
From small apples, big apple trees grow.
Thank you. That's exactly why I wanted to have the apple in my hand. Thank you very much, Natty. I appreciate it. So. Natty, tell us a bit more about the moment where you joined GTeX, what made you join GTeX, and where did it all start for you?
Okay, so forgive me, people, for getting a little bit wafty, but I was completely spiritually guided to join GTeX. I massively follow the signs of the universe. I teach my clients to follow the signs of the universe, and I basically always follow my inner guidance. My inner guidance was prodding me for quite a while, telling me that social media wasn't really working very well, and what I should really be doing is trying to find a way to get on TV and radio and magazines, but I had absolutely no clue how to do that. And while I was pondering this, I happened to stroll on into a clubhouse room where Simone and Michelle were talking about the Profile Builder Challenge. Like literally walked in as they were saying the exact sentences, and they said to click the link, sign up. So I clicked the link, sign up. At the time, I had £100 in my bank account. I was living on universal credit and I had bailiffs chasing me. This was in February. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, excuse my language, balls deep. I'm going to sign up for VIP. So I spent half my bank balance on signing up for VIP just because it was such a big flashing neon sign. I had to go all in. I always go all in when I believe in something. The Profile Builder Challenge literally completely changed just everything. It got me really, really clear. I was like, holy crap, I found my tribe. I've had loads of business coaching over the years, been in and out of loads of different groups. and just literally found you guys and was like, oh my God, these are my people. And then went on to join the Profile Builder program, which again also pretty much took my whole bank balance, but I knew that it was going to pay off, and it really has.
Well, from an apple, the acorn, the tree, exactly.
I don't know how I feel about
okay, first of all, before we go and talk about the quick launch process for you, because that's what turned a lot of things around for you. What every time we make a step, because I've been in situations similar, like where you were not having bailiffs chasing me, but I've been in a situation where, like, okay, I got no money here right now. It's just a period of my life where it's like this.
Yeah.
How difficult or easy was for you to sign up to the course, knowing that it was a gamble at the end of the day, right? I want to know about that. I'm curious.
So I'll be honest, I know it should be something that would strike a lot of fear in a lot of people, but because I do have such a clear intuitive channel, like I'm a psychic, that's what I do. I just check in with my higher self. That's what I train other people to do. I literally just meditate on everything that I do. And if I get a clear yes, it's not scary, because I know the outcome of doing this time and time again over the last year. It's never failed me. Basically, tapping into my higher self's never failed me. I've never got a yes for something and then it's been a trick. So I kind of just knew. And from also kind of the last 8 years doing loads of personal development, reading loads of business books and following the whole success model, doing all the Tony Robbins stuff, I know that if you want to get somewhere, you have to commit and you have to take risks and you have to get outside your comfort zone. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? I was only going to end up with 50 quid less, really.
So what would you say to someone that right now has got to make either a commitment or a big decision that they are maybe resisting to do for one reason or another? What would you say?
DM me and I'll send you a free meditation of how to tap into your higher self. No bullshit, I actually will. I have one online that I can send out. It clears your energy field and it allows you to tap in. And then there's a space where you can ask your higher self questions. You can also treat your higher self like your business. So in the meditation, or you can do this yourself, close your eyes and picture whatever it is you're trying to make a decision on. So if it's a product you're trying to sell, or if it's a business decision or whatever, imagine it like a ball of energy in front of you. Just close your eyes and feel into it and literally treat it like an entity and ask it questions. Ask it yes or no questions. A little tip for doing that, if you can't get a yes or no, use the energy in your body. So an upflow from the heart is going to be a yes, and a downflow from the heart is going to be a no. So you can practice a little bit with, is my name Natalie? Obviously say your own name, please. And then like other questions that you'll get a yes or no answer for, to make sure that it works, and then ask your important questions. But just trust yourself before anyone else and anything else in the universe, because guidance comes from within, y'all.
Well, to be or not to be. This is the question.
You really want to use the apple, don't you?
I'm finding a lot of different ways to use the sample right now. But if anyone wants actually, I got an important decision to make. So Natty, can you please send me the guided meditation?
I'll put it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, if anyone is interested, put it in the chat. I want the meditation. Then we'll put all the links at the end to connect with Natty. So just put yes, I want the meditation.
It's an unlisted one, so you have to save the link and access it through the link. Secret.
It's a secret here. Okay, so you went into the 3 days explode. That was a big shift for you. So you did the quick launch formula. A lot of people have already done the quick launch formula here as well.
Yeah.
And for you, it worked particularly well. What did you set up to launch, and how did it go?
Okay, so I want to start by saying that a week before I did the 3-day launch, I hit complete burnout, like me, emotional, physical, spiritual, mental, everything burnout from doing one-to-one clients. So this again completely lined up that it was time to go online and create my first product. And I didn't really know what the hell I was going to do. I was doing the whole trust in the process thing, but I was panicking so much because I wanted to do something around awakening and some sort of loose idea, but I just didn't know what the hell I was going to do. For me, one of my biggest challenges is getting out of my own head and stopping second guessing someone who's teaching me something. Because I've been a coach for the last 8 years and I've done a lot of different areas, I don't know all the answers, but because I've had a lot of experience, it's really hard for me not to try and jump ahead and be like, oh, they're going to do this next. Oh, they're going to do this next. So some of you, you're nodding your head, like probably resonating with this. But me, the like biggest challenge was getting out of my own head and just being like, you know what? I'm giving myself to these guys for 3 days. I've committed. I'm just going to fucking do, excuse my swearing, sorry. I'm just going to do exactly what they tell me step by step and chuck myself into it. And I did. And I felt fairly lost throughout the weekend. I was really pumped because of how much was just the inspiration, everything was just coming out of me, chatting with guys, getting paired up and everything. It was amazing. And then by the end of it, I literally was like, holy crap, I actually have something. But then of course I was terrified to sell it without actually having something made. That was terrifying.
So how did you go around that part? Because I know you're voicing something that other people have in this community, and which is how do I sell something first without having made it before? So how do I sell an idea or a concept? So how did you get around it for you?
I just did it. I just put out, I followed the structure. I put out the post and got people to come on to a discovery call, a feedback call. I had it in my head that if I was going to be spending 20 minutes, half an hour with someone, I was fully going to ask them if they wanted to sign up at the end. So it was like, there was no way I was going to spend that much of my time. And I did 20 calls over 4 days. They all took half an hour. I thought I could do it in 20 minutes. So I booked them exactly half an hour after each other, or I was doing them in blocks of 4 and 5. And yeah, I just smashed it. I just literally read out what I was doing. And the feedback that I got off the first couple of calls of people going, oh my God, you talk so down to earth about this spiritual stuff. I've been looking for a spiritual teacher everywhere, like nothing resonates, blah, blah, blah. It just really gave me the confidence that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to, and that actually I'm doing a bloody good service by putting it out there because people really need it. Which, to be honest, before I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm just gonna like put this and see if people like it and whatever. But yeah, so it's kind of like the proof is in the pudding. Once you put out there and start getting feedback back, and if people don't want it, then abandon it and change it. Don't get attached to things. One of my biggest things as well, I'm not attached to any outcomes, just generally ever in life. I've had a lot of massive changes in my life, and I think the best thing you can do is don't be attached to the outcome. And if people aren't giving you the response you want, scrap it, change it. It's okay. You didn't die. Carry on. Do something else.
Carry on. So how much have you made, or how many have you sold since you started the quick launch process now?
So I currently have 37 people in the group. But some of them towards the end, after I did my first bulk, I started doing swaps. You can do swaps. I've got like massage, PT sessions. I've got an influencer on board, all this stuff. But I'll go by the first week. In the first week, I was selling the program, the pre-launch offer at 222, and I had taken in principal £4,500. So I think I ended on about almost £6,000. And I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years and I've never had a £5 grand a month in my whole life, despite all the coaching and all the books and everything. So yeah, that was pretty massive. Like monetary wise, in February, I earned £350, which is when I joined GTeX. And then it went 1,500, 3,000, 5,000. So thanks.
Well, first of all, can we have a whoop whoop for Natty? Can we? Now you can see why she was selected to be the GTeX member of the month. Bloody deserved it, and I know she worked really hard for it as well. So now what I want to I want to open it up for questions right now. So the way I want to do, I'm going to ask the last question to Natty. In the meanwhile, I want you to type a question. Now I'm going to pick also what questions to ask, because then we want questions that are relevant to the entire room. So these are not coaching questions. If you say, what should I do in my group? No, that's not Natty's role. You have the coaches, you have the mastermind, right?
Today, guys.
Right. So here there are questions that from her experience that we can all learn from, and these are the kind of questions that I will pick and ask everyone. So put a question in, and I'm gonna get started with the first one, which is so you've done a lot of courses before, so this time worked really well. But I know, for example, some of the people that you worked with as well, they're really good, right? So what made the difference in you, not in the course? I want to be focused on you. What made a difference in you this time that allowed you to get those results? Apart from the awesome coaching of GTeX, of course, we're gonna. But in you, what made the difference?
It was being in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing in life, 100%. I've changed businesses every 2 years for the last 12 years, from everything from rapper to music producer, like putting on shows and stuff, to running fit camps, to palm reading. Like, I've done everything. I was a bouncer for 2 years, like nothing really stuck. And it wasn't until I really, again, going inwards, guys, going inwards and up to your high self. It wasn't until I went through my crazy spiritual awakening and realized, oh shit, I'm actually highly psychic and supposed to be a healer, that it got to what I was supposed to be doing with life. So if at the moment you're doing something that isn't necessarily working for you, I was thinking about this earlier actually, if you feel like you're struggling, we're programmed in society to think that to get successful, we should struggle, and hard work should be struggle, and we should feel like we're doing hard work. This came up today because I'm supposed to be taking a day off, and I actually had to leave the Women's Speakers Conference earlier because I had a migraine, and I got really angry that I wasn't working hard enough. And I was like, holy fuck, man, look what I've just done this last month. Why are we so programmed to think that we should be this daily grind and this struggle? If you feel like you're in there and grinding and struggling, maybe have a little relook at your setup, at what you're doing, and see if it aligns with like your 6 basic human needs. See if it aligns with your values, your beliefs, where you want to go in life. Just like some things that, just see if it aligns with you, really. That's been the major difference. It's something that actually feeds my soul rather than weighs me down.
Did you have any, announcing to the world, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a psychic? It's not that there are parts of society in which it's very welcome, and other parts of society which is not that welcome. Did you have any fear or resistance when you put yourself out there, trusting, knowing that this is what were you meant to do after you find out?
It took me 8 months to come out, and I did it in my Facebook group. The video's on my Instagram if anyone wants to see it, at Natty Beatts. It's called My Spiritual Awakening. It took 25 minutes for me, holding some crystals and shaking and crying like, oh no, I can see spirits and stuff. I was really, really super unconfident, but putting out that one video, I literally had like so many comments, essays in my inbox, people experiencing the same thing, people that have gone through the same thing. They're too scared to speak about it. The thing is, with all this stuff, with all this spiritual stuff, I know it's not mainstream, but if you ask around your closest friends, you'll probably find that everyone's had some sort of spiritual experience, but everyone's too scared to speak about it. So you're sitting next to all these people like, I'm not going to bloody have the conversation. You're going to have the conversation. This is why I'm doing everything that I do, because I'm passionate about, okay, so let's just have the conversation. It's not that weird. It's not voodoo. It's not hippie. Like, it's just natural, basically.
And that's the thing what makes you, every time we create a safe space for conversation to happen, and for real conversation to happen, that's how movements get started. That's how influences get made. That's how we actually make a bigger impact. Because I think sometimes we can go and fall into the trap of marketing, and I'm the biggest one. Like, I'm the biggest one. Fall into trouble marketing this, marketing that, follow this proven given formula, sell me this apple, and this kind of stuff. But actually, if we create space where people can connect and have conversations, and starting from us, having that conversation first, and the courage to put ourselves out there, that's where we make a statement, and people watch. Yeah, absolutely. So I got a few questions now. I want to start with Ruchi. So we can, James, if you can bring Ruchi here. She has a question. I would love to hear from you, your question, Ruchi. So James, you can please bring Ruchi and pin her here. That would be awesome.
Hi, Natty. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I really wanted to ask you, how did you decide whom to call? Because like when you're going to launch something, I had this experience. I had to call very close friends of mine whom I could completely trust. So how did you make the decision of calling the first 20 people?
They came off the posts that I put out. So one of the things that's been working in the background, like it may seem that all the success has just come out of nowhere, but I've been pretty consistent on social media. Even when I had nothing to sell over the last year, because my message has kind of been the same. I mean, since November, it's been all spiritual. Before that, it was still kind of mental health and leading into stuff, that I've built myself up on social media as kind of a trustable voice, as a down-to-earth, no bullshit approach. So I kind of built my reputation as me first. And so when I put out a post finally offering something, quite a lot of people jumped on it, because I think people have been watching me for a while that perhaps couldn't afford my one-to-ones or didn't need a one-to-one. And then putting this out was an opportunity for them to work with me. So I think maybe I would have been scared, and I would have thought that no one would have wanted it on my social media, but it was a case of just putting it out. Like, you don't know who is looking for what you offer until you just put it out there. I mean, the worst it's going to do is tumbleweed, and you just find a different way to write it or put something else out. But yeah, social media is where I got mine.
Wow, great. Thank you so much. I was really scared.
That answered your question, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Ruchi. And no, this is a statement for everyone who thinks, you know, why am I wasting my time on social media? Just the fact that you are there, that you're present. You are, even if you have 5, 10, 15 people, 20 people, 30 people, 100 people that are following you, they're watching. One day or another, some of them, they will become clients, like it's automatic. And so keep consistent. And that's, I think, what we can all learn here by observing Natty and her consistency on social media. I think is someone to watch, definitely someone to watch.
Can I just make one last point as well on the consistency
Sure.
on social media? I don't post every single day. I'm not someone who strategically does all my content. I may do that in the future, but because I do everything intuitive, I write what I feel in the morning. I take breaks of like a week of social media. Don't feel like you have to push yourself every single day to be consistent. It's about being consistent over a year, not killing yourself over a couple of weeks
100%.
to try and make a point. I'm currently on a week off at the moment. I haven't posted crap for like a week, and that's absolutely okay because I'm still posting. So just don't burn yourself out posting on social media. Remember that you're still going to be there in a few times, and it's going to build up slowly.
Great point. Thank you for clarifying. And we got the big thumbs up from Diane as well. So that says it all. That says it all. Philip, James, can you please bring Philip up next? And I would love to hear your question, Philip. I think that's an interesting one. That's a very interesting question, Philip. I really like it. So Philip, if you can unmute yourself.
Killing me.
Congratulations, by the way, and well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wondered with kind of the benefit of hindsight. Obviously, you had foresight in the first place. Since the sort of yeah, the apple. Since the sort of quick launch weekend, I just wondered, with having looked at that process since, is there anything that you would have actually changed at all?
The price.
Yeah. Gone upwards.
Yeah, it would have gone up. Everyone I spoke to on the weekend, and a lot of people after the weekend, and I even got a few private messages saying, Natty, what are you doing? You're giving, like, it's a big course. It's like 6 meditations, 6 coaching modules, a bunch of bonuses. They get support in the group, and it's £222. And everyone was saying that was, but for me, it took me ages to put my prices up to £111 for one session. And for me, I find it really hard to charge for something that isn't proven, because I'm all about getting results from people, and I'm all about people experiencing things for themselves rather than me telling them they can experience it. I felt uncomfortable charging more than that. But if I went back and could see how I feel now, then I probably would have chucked another bit on there. I wouldn't put it up that much, because I still would want it to be accessible, maybe like another £100. But I will have the confidence to do that next time with my next course.
You need to stick some zeros on the end.
Yeah, in a couple of years when I start doing soul-based entrepreneurship.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Phil. Great question. And it's great also to see all the comments from Diana, for example, that she mentioned that your message is confirming what I've been hearing from my higher self about my changing focus. From Ingrid, I love your message, Natty, and I love your vocabulary. Nicola, boom, yes. from Fiona. You are so who I needed to hear.
Guys, you're all filling me up with smiles.
Last question I want to check is with Claudia. James, if Claudia, if you can please unmute yourself, and James, if you can please pin spotlight Claudia. Claudia, not Claire. Okay. Claire got
She shifted positions.
Right, Claudia, please
Hello.
ask your question.
Yeah, I always feel that the energy going around, but my logical mind sometimes, most of the time, to be honest, play me tricks. So how do you really feel that, yes, this is how, and not to listen your head all the time?
Yeah. Okay, so there's basically two parts of this. Accessing your clear intuitive channel, going inwards to get the answers and going upwards to your higher self. It's a case of clearing out the baggage and strengthening your channel. So going in to access the answers in the first place, that's what strengthens your channel. But if you've got a load of baggage in there, it's going to be really hard to get the messages through. So one thing that you need to unblock is your third eye. Imagine it like your radio tower that receives signals. If you've got an intuitive message coming into that radio tower and it's surrounded with white noise, it's going to come in too weak to trust, and your logical brain is going to override it. This is where you get this internal arguing backwards and forwards, and you get all in a kerfuffle, and your logical brain will win, because why are you going to trust some voice coming in from nowhere? So you want to do a clearance of your third eye chakra, your crown chakra. Make sure that you are grounded. So you want to make sure that you clear your root chakras, go in nature, all of that good stuff. It helps drain any bad thoughts and bad energy into the ground, keeping this clear for your intuitive messages to come through. And then using the energy up and down, I would listen to that over your messages you're getting in your head, unless you know that it's a psychic message. If it's from a spirit guide, for example, sorry to get wafty on you, it comes in behind the right ear. If it's in the middle of your head, it's you. Don't listen. So if it comes behind the right ear, you know that it's your higher self or your spirit guide. But that's why I teach beginners who are getting into this stuff, always do it with how your body feels. And you just literally sit and practice an upflow for yes, a downflow for no. And you can ask over again and again, but I'll put that meditation in here and in the group. It's just a really easy way to access it. And once you've kind of learned it by yourself, you can then sit and do it at any time. It's actually how I got the name of my course, Upgrade from Within. I tapped in, I got the half of it from my higher self and half of it from a fox by doing a shamanic journey. So it's really good for stuff like that, specific stuff.
Oh, great, fab. Thank you.
No worries. Did that answer your question all right?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, thank you, Natty, and thank you, Claudia. And no, I'll plug the course for Natty. If anyone is interested to deepen it, make sure you listen to the meditation, but also check out her course as well. If that's something that you want to deepen your spiritual connection, and you can see she's saying it in a way it's very down to earth. And if you like that style, just send her a message, say, hey, I want to know more about the course. And then you have a chat with her. A great thing about the GTeX membership is how we can support each other. And we want you to do business with each other, because there are collaborations, there are partnerships, there are ways in which you can become each other clients. And you know that the person that you're going to work with is going to take care really well of you. So I'll plug Natty's course because I think that everyone should check it out. That if you're interested in deepening the connection with yourself.
If you guys contact me and say you're from GTeX, I might do a little GTeX special because you're family.
GTeX special, rock and roll. That's what we like. So it is time to wrap up the interview, and with the one question. One of the things that we're going to introduce from this month, we have not done before, but I think we should. And I got an idea before this call. Whoever is also the GTeX member of the month, we're going to ask from now on what kind of help they are looking for. Can be introductions, can be connections. If you say, hey, can you please transfer £1,000 in my bank account? You can ask. I don't know how many people might do it, but what is some introductions, connections, support that you're looking for at this stage? And then everyone in the community, while we are here, can contribute to something. right? So everyone, we ask everyone here to reach out to Natty and say, hey, Natty, this is what I can contribute. It might be an introduction to one person. It might be a share on a social media, on your social media. It doesn't have to be something groundbreaking, but something small that we can do for each other. And I want to encourage us more to do it for each other here. I think there are more collaborations and partnerships and mutual support that can be given within GTeX. But then GTeX member of the month gets special treatment, and they get from everyone in the community. How does it sound? How does it sound for everyone?
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Diana, do we get it? I'm looking for Diana. All right. So Natty, what are some of the things that you're looking for, and the people can, our members can support you with?
Okay, so the main thing I'm looking for is speaking gigs, please. This is the next phase of my business. I've wanted to be a public speaker my whole life. I eventually want to be a TV show host. But yeah, I'm basically looking for anyone who has contacts where I can do public speaking, or any large Facebook groups that I could do a talk in, talking around spiritual awakening and how to access your own psychic intuitive channels. I can also do talks on how to do intuitive healing as well. If you had a spiritual group and you didn't want me to clash with what you're teaching, I can always find something around it so that we're not clashing.
All right, that's brilliant. So Natty, can you please put your email here in the chat? And this is the exercise I want everyone to do right now. So you're going to do it while you're here. Take the email, copy, and then open your, like I just did, copy the email, put it in your email, whether if it's an app that you're using, or if you can send it by email right now, and just send a message, just a headline, just a subject line, say, I can help. That's it. And then Natty is going to respond, and you take the conversation forward. I know this week is Natty's week off, so she might respond next week. But this is something that I want you to do right now. So everyone, I'm just going to give you about 3 seconds. Take the email, copy and paste, send it, I can help. And whatever you can do to help, then you can offer support to Natty. You know what she's looking for. And if you might not be connected to any spiritual group, then say, hey, I'm not connected to any spiritual group, but this is what I can do. Okay.
So they don't
and
have
I think
spiritual groups, they can be any groups, anyone that would benefit from psychic intuitive channel. So entrepreneurs are prime because they have to make really important decisions that affect whether they can eat next week or not. So
100%. So thank you very much. And then do exactly, thank you. Put done when you've done it.
Thanks,
so then
guys.
we know. Then we know. So thank you, Diana. Appreciate it. I don't have the sticks, but I got an apple.
Yeah,
that's my sign of appreciation.
Groups, networking groups. I'm doing one in a selling group, which is Market UK at some point. So
All right.
I'll speak to anyone.
That's brilliant. So Natty, again, thank you very much. You're absolutely awesome. We are incredibly proud of all your work, of the results that you get, the impact that you're making, and the energy that you bring everywhere you go. And I remember when we talked in the Profile Builder Challenge, said, "No, we just gotta make a way. Like, you're a perfect fit for GTeX. We want to work together. What can we do to make it happen?" And following also my intuition, it was the right thing. And I'm happy. I'm happy I listened to myself, and we made this work. So
Yay.
great job.
Guys, I'll post the meditation in the GTeX paying members Facebook group, as well as in the chat, because I know the chat will disappear, so I'll stick it in there so you guys can access it. And thank you. Love you guys.
I appreciate it. So everyone, please unmute yourself and give Natty a massive whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. All right, thank you. Back on mute, everyone. And now it is time to have a moment of break. I'm gonna put some background music on, and what I want you to do to get ready for the next session, which I got something interesting prepared for you for the next half an hour, which I'm sure you will love. I want you to take a moment and filter for lessons. There are things that Natty shared about her journey. There are things that Natty shared about her story, things that Natty shared about her experience, and question that she answered. So I want you to reflect on what is one thing, just one, that if you can apply in your life right now, can make a bigger difference. Just one, not all of them. What is one thing that if you can apply in your life within the next 24 hours, week or so, can make the biggest difference? Just do one thing. from this interview. So I'll put some background music on. We are going to have, we're going to stop the recording. So you might hear